Max, another pole position and your fourth pole position in a row here. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, I think it was not a very straightforward qualifying just because of all the track limits problems for everyone, including myself. But I think at the end of the day, we put the lap in when it mattered. And Q3 around here, yeah, it's always tricky because you know that you can gain a bit of lap time by really pushing the limit on the white line everywhere. But then, of course, the risk of a cancelled lap time is there as well. So it was just about finding all these margins. And I think we just did that. And you always know that on such a short lap it's going to be quite close with everyone, right? But we were ahead, and that's, of course, the most important.
Now we're looking ahead to a frenetic Saturday with the sprint format. What's your mindset going into that? You're just going to try and maximise points? You're going to stay out of trouble?
Yeah, I mean, this of course was an important one to get. Tomorrow again, very different day. I don't know what the weather will do as well, if it's going to rain or not. But yeah, it's still a very long weekend ahead of us where a lot of things can go right for you or wrong, So we'll just take today and be happy with that. And that's of course great for Sunday. But again, tomorrow, very different day.
Yeah, and finally Sunday, you might kind of got much of a sense of the car in FP1, but how do you feel like the race pace is?
Yeah, difficult to tell. I mean, we had not a lot of running, right, to get a good understanding of the long run, but let's see. I mean, the car is quick, and I hope it's the same on Sunday.
So am I talking to a happy Charles who is so close to Max, or a slightly frustrated Charles?
I'm never happy when I'm second. I'm only happy when I'm first. And today we missed pole position by very little. But to be honest, we also need to be realistic. And looking at our season, this is probably the best quali we've had, apart from Baku, of course, where we were ahead of everyone. But the team has an incredible job trying to bring these upgrades as early as possible into the season, and I think this has helped us so far. Now we need to confirm that in the race. It's bittersweet. We're very close to Max, but just not enough, which is frustrating.
Obviously, we got the race on Sunday. In FP1, did you get much sense of your race pace?
The feeling is pretty good and was good in Montreal, but this really is the big question mark that we need to. We'll see already tomorrow, I think, with the sprint quali. But obviously tomorrow might rain, so difficult to see anything. But in the race on Sunday, that's the answer that we want to try and have and see whether we really did a step forward in the race, especially.
And then just finally, your mentality for tomorrow. Are you just going to try and maximise the points? Are you going to try and keep your head down and keep the car safe?
Oh, we'll give it all, as always. Today we were very close from pole. Tomorrow probably in very different conditions with the rain around, but we'll do our best to this time try and have the pole, and then we'll see in the spring qualifying.
Carlos, you look so strong out there across all qualifying sessions. Does that mean you're a bit disappointed not to have made the front row?
Yeah, a little bit, but I was also a bit thrown off, by track limits in Q2. I actually had to run again when I was okay with track limits, but we played it safe. We used an extra set, which maybe threw me a bit off, and it was not ideal. But overall, I was feeling strong with the car, feeling fast all day, which is a good carryover from Canada. And now we can focus in putting another strong day together tomorrow. But at least for Sunday P3, I think it's a good place to start.
Feels like the upgrades have worked then. Does the car feel good? I know you haven't had a lot of learning with it, but does it feel good?
Yes, it does feel quite a step better in the high-speed corners, which was our main limitation in Barcelona. Looks like we've done a step at least in those kind of speeds. Now, obviously, we will need to see our race pace, which we know it can vary track to track, and we will make sure we try and put together the best possible race, but also knowing that it's going to be tougher in the race than what it was in quali today.
You obviously get a second go at quali tomorrow. I know the conditions might be mixed, but if you can get everything together, could you have a shot at pole? Or is
well,
it still
unfortunately, if the conditions are mixed, yes. If it's dry, today I've used all my 6 sets of soft due to the track limits issues. So if I get to Q3 on a soft tire, I will use a scrap instead of a new, which will put me definitely a bit on the back foot compared to the guys who have served a new set. So unfortunately that's the situation, but which is also not deserved, because as I said, we didn't do track limits in Q2, but is what it is, and hopefully it's mixed conditions and we can fight in equal conditions to everyone else.
Hey Lando, that was a pretty mega effort out there. You must be delighted.
No, I mean I really am, to be honest. Just I messed up my lap a bit, so should have had Carlos, but just a shoulda. So I'm still very happy. P4 is a very good result for us, especially for a main quali. Yeah, it was good fun. Tricky because basically every single corner you can get track limits. So it's every corner you want to push more, but you have to be so careful at the same time. But the car's been working very well, so I have to say a big thanks to the team for getting all the new bits here, because we wouldn't be P4 if we didn't have that. So yeah, super happy and a good one for the team.
Is it particularly satisfying, because I know you didn't get a ton of laps this morning, did you? So to be able to hit the ground running, and you look pretty quick from the start of quali.
I think it was decent all day. As soon as we put the car down, things were working, I think, as they were meant to be, which is always a good sign. Just, yeah, I guess as a driver, if you don't put the perfect lap together when it could have been something that little bit more, which would be a P3, then yeah, you just wish you just put it together. But I'm very happy. I think for such limited running this morning, like you said, to understand the car, I think we did a good job with that. I wouldn't say we were able to maybe maximise everything, because I think we anticipated that, but at the same time, I'm taking the P4 every day, so yeah, a good day for us.
Got some rain forecast for tomorrow when things get reset, but you must be excited with the car underneath you that, a quick car in the dry is probably quick in the wet, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, especially for us, that normally even if we're slow in the dry, we can be all right in the wet too, so I don't mind. I mean, obviously we're performing well here. Quali generally we're better than the race, so I don't really know what to expect for tomorrow or for Sunday, let's say. But it depends on the weather, so I'm praying probably for some rain. But if it's dry too, I don't mind. I just maybe not quite as confident, but I don't mind either way.
Hey George, obviously a difficult session. It looked like you struggled for both Q1 and Q2. What was it like out there in the car?
Yeah, just not quick enough today. I think from the first laps in practice, just hadn't got the right feel with the car. It's difficult when you go to a sprint race weekend. You don't have a lot of time to make some changes. Let's see what we can do overnight into tomorrow. Obviously, P11 is not the best starting position, but we've had some good results from further down the field so far this year. So all is not lost. I think the tyre deck looked pretty bad in practice, so probably looking like a two-stop race. But yeah, need to understand what's going on at the moment, because struggling a bit, especially on Saturdays.
And you get a reset tomorrow anyway with the sprint format, and the rain's coming as well, so you can still rescue something, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was in Baku where I qualified 11th on Friday and 4th on Saturday. But unfortunately, you don't come away with a lot of points when it's that way around. But I think the race will offer a little bit more than we saw in Baku. Yeah, not easy, but it's a long race on Sunday.
Hey Lance, top 6 start for Sunday's Grand Prix. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I was happy with the lap. Felt good in the car. I think we got everything out of it, so it's good.
In terms of building up through the session, we saw a lot of drivers losing times for track limits. How tricky was it to keep it inside the white line?
Yeah, not easy. I got a couple laps deleted, so it's always a challenge here. You're trying to commit to the fast corners, and it's just tough to kind of gauge it and get it right.
Going to reset for tomorrow, and some wet weather's predicted as well. A fast car in the dry is normally a fast car in the wet. You optimistic that maybe you could move a little bit further up the field tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be very different if it's wet, though. So, wake up and see what Austria has to offer first thing in the morning.
Alex, you look mega out there all the way through qualifying, and track limits got you a couple of times. How are you feeling?
Fine. I mean, we would have been P10 regardless, so gives you a bit more comfort in knowing that even that lap felt great, but obviously went still too wide in turn 9. Maybe felt like I had to really put it on the line to get anything other than P10. Tried it, got the track limits. The lap was still P10. So anyway, how was it? Yeah, it was good. It was good. Obviously, got through. Normally, I'm on the other side with the track limits into Q2, but got through from a few other drivers, and then for the rest of quali, I have to say I think everything felt good for us. Nothing stand out. I think the upgrades are still working. Just honestly, the McLaren is pretty impressive with their upgrade. Nico obviously did a great job, and yeah, P10 was all she wrote. So hopefully we can have a good one for tomorrow and Sunday.
I was going to say, how much does that kind of bode well for tomorrow? I know it could be mixed conditions as well, but the Grand Prix as well, you performed so well in Canada. You must be optimistic across both sprint and race.
It is. I think we had a bit more raw pace in Canada than we do here. We've seen the Hasses are struggling for race pace most races. the McLarens are normally actually quite good. So we've got some quick cars ahead of us, and then we've got, who do we have? George and Fernando behind. So as always, we're always looking forwards, but also looking backwards.
Hey Kevin, just heard how disappointed you were on the team radio. Just talk me through what was going wrong in the car at the time.
No, I mean it's also tight. So got traffic with Verstappen in turn 1 on the first lap, and then and that lap also got a track limit, so wouldn't have counted anyway. But then the second attempt, I had some gear downshift fault. It didn't downshift, so it cost me a little bit of time in turn 3. And when it's this tight, you just can't. It's very costly. So yeah, it is what it is.
You get another shot, obviously, in sprint out tomorrow, the shootout tomorrow. If you get a cleaner lap without that traffic and they sort out the downshift issues, do you reckon the pace of the car, if you get a clean lap, should be fine for Q2 at least?
Well, it's all within 6/10 from basically covering the whole field, so it's unbelievable tight, and it's so costly when you have little issues. And I was on the receiving end of that today.
So Pierre, the sole Alpine in Q3, but P9, how do you feel with that?
It was a tricky session, trying to stay within the limits, and you're pushing the car flat out, trying to get every thousandths and hundredths out of it. Managed to get through a lap, I think a lap deleted, but yeah, in the end we got P9, so at least it's in the top 10. Managed to get a trouble-free session, which is what I was looking for after the last couple of weekends. Obviously would have liked to start a bit further up the grid, but we'll work, and there are some other guys doing a good job also out there. It's very tight, and we'll keep working to get closer to the front.
Obviously, sprint format this weekend, so you get another qualifying tomorrow, the sprint shootout, and then Sunday. What are your feelings for those sessions coming up?
I'm excited. There might be some rain tomorrow, so yeah, we'll see how that pan out. But we got a car to fight for the top 10 and go to fight for points. I usually feel a bit better on Sundays with that car, so no, I'm confident there is some good points on the table for us, and looking forward to the next session tomorrow.